Hi everyone, I'm back. Mom's all set. She's got her cereal. All right. So I want to do a reading on the Kurds. This is very, very upsetting. Very upsetting. Yeah. It's a ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's see what's going on with this. I'm going to use the Wild Unknown deck again. I do have the Arcanum deck if we need clarifiers. I'm going to do a Celtic cross on this. I kind of want to understand this. All right. So in a way, the Kurds were a model of what could be in a place like Syria. Democratic, equal between men and women. Of course, we can't have that. Right? Not with Erdogan and Trump around and Putin and Assad. But the feminine will rise. That's just my own thought. Let's see what the cards say. So we have the Fool card. So this is a whole new level. This is a new beginning. A new beginning. Wow, I wasn't expecting that card. Oh, I did shuffle. The challenge is the action. Taking the action. The action must be taken. Independent action. Okay, let's see what else. See what's at the root. I did shuffle. I swear to you, I shuffled. These are the same cards that came up for Elijah Cummings. So on some level, this is the same thing. This is about, again, and what's at the root of it. What's at the root of it here? The Two of Wands. I'm going to just continue and see what comes up. In the past, we had the Ten of Cups. So in the past, there were connections being made, sort of deep emotional connections. I know that the soldiers from America that were there felt sort of an abiding fellowship with these warriors. For these are true warriors. These people live in a place where you sort of have to be a warrior. You have to stand up for your rights. You have to work together in order to survive. And that is something that we admire, I think. So there's a lot of emotional connections in the past. And this is not a negative. There's a lot of emotional entanglement, but it's not an entanglement. I feel it's more a connection than entanglement. So in a way, I think that at least for the American soldier, relationships were forged in this experience. And I think that's true of us being in the Middle East in general. The people on the ground forge relationships with the people that live there. I mean, you listen to Tulsi Gabbard or Pete Buttigieg, who we just had the last debate, and they were like, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw a little clip. In fact, I can't find the whole debate on the internet yet. It's interesting. The only thing I can find is what people say about it, which I think is telling. But that being said, While they don't agree on everything, I think they both agree that when you go into a country like that, you're affecting the people, um, that is karmically connecting in a way. I think at the core of this is working together. At the root of it is working together. How do you work together? How do you agree on the higher principles while standing on different ground, bridging the gap, bridging the divide? That's at the core of this. What's in the sky for the Kurds? Okay, we have the Father of Wands. This is the King of Wands. Um, this is we have there's an awful lot. There's an awful lot of um, this was the crossing card. There's an awful lot of lightning bolts here. And this with, the Cobra being the King of Wand here. Um, this is striking back. Cobras are generally will strike you if you disturb them. They don't actually like come after you per se. Like some snakes, like I know the black mamba will actually chase after you. They're very aggressive. But the cobra is protecting their domain, and they're deadly. So these are seasoned warriors. Um, but of course, it's that's the warrior class. Those are the warriors but the elderly and the young and the families who were being displaced and being hurt. Um, but I feel as though this is in a way for the Kurds is a way for them to ultimately rise up and not necessarily be uh, where they're going to need the Americans, or they're going to need the Russians, or they're going to need the Syrians to sort of protect them or back them up, or you know, right now they're kind of like pawns to a certain extent, but they are rising up in the ranks, and they will be um, a force to be reckoned with. But in the respect that they are more democratic, and that they're more equal on men and women, and that they fight against the Muslim extremists. I think that that's the kind of force that you want. You want to have people who are more balanced rising up to power. And Erdogan, Trump, Assad, Putin are not. They're patriarchal. So this is an opportunity, in a way, the Kurds to take their rightful place. Um, and I think it's more about them having their own place, having their land, having their place to live, having their safety and security. Okay, let's see what's in the immediate future for the Kurds. Yeah, so this is abandonment. They feel abandoned. Um, and yet this card is also about, turning your back on something that you've put a lot of energy into, to move to a higher place, to sort of climb the mountain, to get a higher perspective. So in a strange sort of way, it's an opportunity for them to rise up. But this is abandonment, and they feel abandoned. And, as an American, and all over the world, it's not just us, we are feeling for these people. We are feeling for these people. We do not, most people do not agree. In fact, most people don't agree with most of the war stuff that goes on, because there's too much suffering. People suffer because of it. And oftentimes it's because, the few at the top are playing their power games. It's shifting. That paradigm is shifting. And so we're seeing that, we're seeing it rise up and it will fall down. How this is seen from the outside, a strength of the Kurdish people. Love, finding your voice. As you sow, so shall you reap. Domestic situation. Son of Pentacles. Planting seeds for the future. Finding those people who will support them in their journey to survive. This card is associated with the season of winter. So this can be a time of lack, a time of not having enough. Winter is not a time of abundance, but it's a time where you have to go deep within and dig down deep for yourself, and find the strength to survive. Hopes and fears. They hope for safety, they hope for security, but they also realize on a certain level that when it's attached to somebody else besides themselves, we have all these lovely pentacles in the middle, surrounded by feathers, and the winds of change can blow those feathers away. Outcome. Wow. Six of Pentacles. There will be a balancing of the scales here. They will get help that they need. They will get what's owed to them in a positive way. Let's see if we can pull a major arcana. The Tower. The Tower card, this has two meanings for me. The Tower card is the breaking down of facades, the breaking down of personas to get to the core. Who are you at the core of who you are? Yes, the tower comes tumbling down, but only the stuff that isn't in truth comes tumbling down. The truth of the situation, the truth of things will remain. And I also feel like this is the tower. This is the tower moment for Trump, because he is connected to this. So in a strange sort of way, I think he's making the Kurds stronger, not weaker, and making himself weaker. And we have the Son of Cups here. And so this is about not losing hope. It's about having an inspiration. It's about holding the cup of love and abundance. And it's interesting because in this deck, the cup is dark. It's like black, but there's inside the cup is black, but there's all these like I don't know if you can see it. These cards are so beautiful. It's like there maybe you can see it now, like rainbow colors coming up. So out of the darkness and out of the chaos and out of the nothingness comes all creation. And so it is. So there are times where groups of people make sacrifices for the benefit of the group, of the whole. And on some level, the Kurds are doing that for us. They're doing that for themselves. If we believe that we make agreements before we come in, this is part of the agreement. But they will survive. They will eventually thrive. and they'll have a place in the new paradigm. Whereas he who created the chaos will not. Have yourself a great day. Like and subscribe. Blessings to all of you, and light and love to all the people, not just the Kurds. The Kurds definitely, as we're talking about them, but all the people who fight for the right for humanity to live in peace and harmony. And that includes the folks in Hong Kong. I'll do a reading on them as well, but I probably won't get to that for a little while because I have chores. I hate chores. Have a great day. Like and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.